Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage. I'm Leslie Watkins and today is Watercolor Wednesday. I hope you're all well. I hope you've been busy painting up a storm and making all sorts of wonderful paper crafting projects. And I hope you were able to check out the new catalog that was released yesterday from Stamping Up. If you haven't yet, there's a link below, not a link below, but a post below that has a little video of some of the things in the catalog. And if you need any of those things, just let me know. You can direct message me, email me, just tell me that you want to get a catalog, and I will explain how you can go about doing that. So today is January 6th, and here in Northwest Connecticut we have several inches of snow on the ground, and it's looking very pretty outside. It's cold, and I know that under the snow are some blooming flowers called hellebores. They're also known as Christmas roses. And I went out yesterday and I went to the place where I have them growing not far from my wood pile, and I picked one. And this is it. Is that beautiful? So these gorgeous flowers are blooming their heads off in the middle of winter under the snow, and I thought that I would show you how to paint a quick study today. So let's get started. So this is also, the hellebore is also the subject for this month's Watercolor Card Club, and I will have a much longer, much more elaborate video to share with the people that are in my card club. And if that's something that you think you might like to do, there's still time. So you have until January 9th to sign up for the Watercolor Card Club to be able to participate with the hellebore lesson. It's only $25, and you get a pack of 4 note cards, unassembled, that you can put together along with the watercolor paper and make 4 really nice note cards. The 9th deadline is it happens each month. The registration for all of the classes is closed on the 9th. So if you are interested in doing the Dragonfly Garden class, and here's an example of a box I made with some of the products from that suite. We're not going to be making this box in the class, but we will be making cards that will be using a lot of these papers and ribbon and embellishments. So let me find a suitable piece of watercolor paper. So this is the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, and it comes in a pack like this. And there are, I know I have to look each time, there are 10 full-size pieces in here, and this is a half sheet. So really, if you're making note cards with the paper, you can get 20 cards out of one pack. And also, if you're somebody that's just starting out and you need a brush and paper and a small amount of paints just to try it out, see if it's something that you like, I have a watercolor kit available as well, and you can add that on to your watercolor class. Oh, and also, this is a busy month, but also this month I have the beginning watercolor course is going to be starting up. And that is a 6-week course, and that covers all of the essential concepts that you need to be thinking about as you're working on your paintings. And that registration closes on the 9th as well. So if you're interested in any of these things, or you just want to learn a little bit more and see some pictures, go to my website at Dandelion Cottage Design and subscribe to notes. And after the video, I will post that link below here. But you can go there, find the tab that says notes, and there is a very simple form that you can put your name and your email in, and I will send you an issue of notes in time to register by the 9th. So please do that. It's definitely worthwhile. Okay, so I've got a paper, I've got pencil, I've got my watercolors, and I'm using 3 colors. I've got yellow, red, and blue. I've got a little more yellow over at this end. It's the same yellow, and I just have it here to make it closer to the blue so I can mix my greens. And I don't bother to clean my palette very often, but because I'm going to be painting a white flower today and I'm going to be using very pale tones, I may clear a little bit of an area just so that I can make sure that I have it, the colors are nice and clean. So I'm just going to put this over to the side here. I've got my smaller watercolor brush because this is going to be a quickie. This is not going to be a long video like it was the other day. And I also have my coffee, very important. Oh, that's good. Cheers. Okay, so let me make sure that we are broadcasting properly. And we are. Okay, so let's get started. So here is this amazing flower that blooms under the snow. And I'll give you another close-up of that. Give you a good look at how beautiful that is. And there's even a bud. So this one is going to open up as well. And these hellebores also have a very long vase life. So if you continue to give them fresh water and just cut the bottom of the stem so that they can continue to take the water up, they will last quite some time in the vase. And I think today I'm going to do a vertical study. And let's see how we can do this so you can see it as I'm painting best. We'll do something like that. All right, and here is this, and I'll try to zoom you in so that you can see a little bit better. There you go. If you have any questions about any of the courses, about subscribing to notes, just please send me an email. I will answer it as soon as I can. And I would love to have you in the class. The classes are appropriate for very beginners. So even if you haven't had a lot of painting experience but love watercolor, let me help you get started with the knowledge and the understanding that you need to be able to proceed. So I'm just going to do a very quick, this is going to be a fast and loose painting. This is not going to be an overly worked. I just want to get a quick impression, and just want to get a peek of this little bud behind there. And there's a little leaf coming up. I did not cut a leaf this time, but you can also, the leaves are very dark green. They're almost like a I don't know, maybe an evergreen kind of a dark leaf, and they have beautiful markings on them. So there's my general placement of the flower, the bud, and get this little stem coming up here. There we go. And if you look closely, you can see that the stem also has these little red speckles. It's very pretty. These plants are easy to grow, and they will tolerate quite a bit of shade. I think I mentioned I have them growing over by my wood pile, which is a shady spot, and they do just fine over there. They get a little bit of sun in the middle of the day. And they come in other colors too. The Christmas rose is the white version, but then there are the Lenten roses, and they come in various shades of rose tones and kind of pinkish greens, and some violets, red violets. Okay, so that's my quick study, and I'm leaving a little bit of space here, so if I decide to use this as a thank you card or a birthday card, I'll have an area where I can put that message on there. I also posted a video, if you're interested, of when I went out to get this specimen, and you can see how it's covered in snow and how I had to dig down to find it. And I think, well, I know that a couple of chickadees made some guest appearances in the video, and I think there's a couple of other birds that that wanted to take advantage of the photo op as well. So I'm just doing a very light wash. I'm just putting a little bit of a tone on the stem, the center of the flower, and I'll get that little leaf. So that's, I mean, hardly have done anything. We're halfway there. And now I'm just going to grab some of the tonality that's on my palette already, and I want this to be sort of a cool tone. It's a gray day outside, so I've got a kind of a gray light coming in through my studio window, so I want to keep this on the cool side but neutral. So that looks like a pretty nice sort of a reddish brown violet gray. It's just a little bit of everything, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm just putting plenty of water on there to dilute it, to keep it nice and light, and I'll just begin to sketch in some of the tones on these petals. They have some ruffles and some wrinkles, and there are some little shadow areas where the petals overlap. And then I can also see the back side of this petal, so I'll get that. And then of course my beautiful little bud is in shadow behind there. And you see it comes together very quickly. And that is what makes watercolor so special, is the speed at which you can do these quick studies. And I know there's a rumor going on out there that watercolor is hard. It's the most difficult of all mediums. You can't fix a mistake, so forth and so on. And while you can make an argument for many of those points, with knowledge and understanding and a little practice, you can learn how to avoid a lot of those frustrations, and I will show you how. So it's something that, you know, a lot of people say that they're self-taught, or they want to do it themselves, or they can watch a video. But it really makes a difference if you have someone that you can ask questions and talk to and get tips, and just someone who can give you a hand up. It will help to speed up the process. So instead of, you know, taking a lifetime to learn how to do something well, why not learn from somebody who has put a lot of time and effort into doing it, and just helping to make sure that you can get to a point where you can have a lot of fun, make a lot of beautiful pictures, and make yourself and your friends and your family, your loved ones, happy along the way. And I start my beginning watercolor course every January. This is a course that I offer once or twice a year, typically. And the reason I started in January is because I want people to get ready for the spring. Because as soon as the warm weather comes, you're going to want to get outside and paint, and, you know, go to the flower shop or to the garden and find some beautiful flowers that you'd like to paint, or maybe you'd like to learn to paint the birds at the feeder. That's another course that I have in the works, is birds and butterflies. So there is no end at all to the inspiration out there. And it is an absolutely wonderful, satisfying way to spend your time. And if you are like me and spending a lot of time indoors and away from people, to stay well, to stay safe, this is a great new hobby that you can begin, that will keep you occupied. So I think we've just got a few minutes into this already, and we're pretty close to having a little study that will look very pretty on a card front. So I'm just going to add a couple more details here. So at this point, I'm just basically using my brush to draw with. So I'm going to mix up a slightly darker tone, just like that, and get some of these petals established. There we go. And you know, the way I got involved with making cards, note cards like this, is that I had so many little pictures just like this in my sketchbooks that nobody saw. They weren't big enough or finished enough necessarily to be framed. And they weren't perfect. You know, they weren't masterpieces by any means, but they did make gorgeous little note cards. And so so that's what I did. I started making note cards with my studies. And the added benefit to that is that you can send them to people, and you may not be able to spend time with the folks that you'd like to see because of the pandemic, but you can absolutely send them a card and let them know that you're thinking of them. And I don't know about you, but when I get a card in the mail that I know is a personal note or letter or a piece of art that somebody has sent me and taken the time to think of me and create that thing, it's exciting. I go to the post office, I find these things in my mailbox, and I bring them home, and I wait until I have a chance to sit down and open it and enjoy the whole process of seeing that beautiful card. And by the way, that reminds me, look at this beautiful card I got in the mail. Hand stamped. Let's open this up. Let's see what's in here. I even love the stamp. This, where is it? The stamp is gorgeous. Look at that. You know, a lot goes into it. Oh, it looks like they didn't put a postmark on it. But all this beautiful calligraphy. Okay, that's another way that you can make your envelopes really special, and also add your sentiments onto your cards. Let's see what's in here. I know who this is from. And thank you, Anne. Anne is one of my amazing team members. Look how beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's all this luminescent paper. I think she's got that beautiful sparkly paint that she put on the surface of the card, and she stamped these beautiful pine trees, and she's got them going back into space using second generation stamping. So that's just lovely. Thank you so much, Anne. Aw, look at that. And again, the beautiful, look at that handwriting. So, you know, there's a lot you can do to keep yourself occupied while you're home, staying safe, and to be able to share with the people that you love. So thank you so much, Anne. Anne is on my design team. She's a fantastic calligrapher. She's starting to make her own videos now. I'm so proud of her. And pretty soon you'll be able to enjoy some of those things on her YouTube channel. Coming right up. All right, so So just to finish this up, I'm just going to get a little bit of a kind of a yellowish green to get into the shadows here and sort of give that a little bit of texture where the center of the flower is and all these stamens, and there we go, just like a little pin cushion. All right, and then I'll just put an accent in the shadow under here, and under here. Okay, and that's just a delicate, beautiful sketch. You can sign it when you're done. Okay, and then grab a card. Let me see if I have one here ready to go. I don't have one. Let's just pretend this is a card here. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. Just a very quick little pale sketch of a Christmas rose. Check out the video below on where I found it, over under the snow near the wood pile. And I will be back on Saturday with Paper Crafting Saturday, and I will be doing a project using one of the sets from the brand new catalog, which is available now. It just went live yesterday, and it's probably going to be dragonflies, just as a little sneak announcement. It could be strawberries. I haven't made up my mind yet. So subscribe to Notes at DandelionCottageDesign.com, and I will send you all the information about my upcoming watercolor and paper crafting classes. And there's also some tips in there and some links to other things that you may be interested in. Stay well, stay creative, and I'll see you next time.